Okay, so excited to show you the product review data insights. This is for any company that sells products and would like insights about their reviews. So as much as I want to give you all of the details, I've realized that makes the video way too long. So now I'm going to give you a few less details. Okay, so first off, this was made from Kaggle data sets because I wanted to make sure that any company can take this off the shelf and use it today for whatever data they are using. So if you look at product reviews, there are 927 data sets. So lots of companies can use this. Um, just so you know, not all data sets on here are created equal, and you are going to want to clean them up before you throw them in. Because, for example, this is going to have like 100 or some odd products on it. But the review process right now gives you the top 3. I will show you how to expand it. Let's go through the process really quick. So here's what it's going to do. You're going to start out with an input form where you're going to show the bot where to find all of your data. Then it's going to do some it's going to do some processing. This actually has an AI process in it where it's going to go through every single row of the data and read the review text and create a sentiment analysis column. That is what takes the most amount of time. And that is also why you want to decrease the number of rows it's reading if possible so that it takes less time to process. However, it will process just one raw data file from here if you want to do that. Just let it run for a long time. Then it's going to take the data set of the product that has the most reviews, then the second most reviews, and the third most reviews, and it's going to generate some insights for those based on the tools it has here and output those into that form. Okay, so let's hit run and here is your form. Okay, so first thing you're going to need to do is tell it where to upload your file from. So the easiest way to do that is to just come to your file. See here, this is my cleaned file. Right click on it, hit copy as path. Come here, Control V, and then the big thing you need to remember to do is take out these quotation marks. But this will tell the process where to upload your file from. Now for each of these columns right here, if you leave it as none, then it will assume this column does not exist in your data set. Otherwise, rename it to match what your data set is. The nice thing about downloading any of these from Kaggle is that whether it's a CSV or a JSON, it will give you the names of the fields and columns. And yes, this will work for either CSV or JSON. It's set to do either one. So what we're going to do though for this run is I'm going to show you how to use the test data set that I've added to the control room. You just have to change this to test data, and then we're going to use on here, it says if you're using the test data, change this to ASIN, leave this as none because it doesn't have the name program column. Go ahead and change this to overall. This we're going to leave as 5 because it's actually Amazon reviews. And so 5 stars is the highest rating you can get. Review text is this column, and the last one is review time. All right. Then I highly encourage you to click this Open Request in New tab because there are a few times that this process is weird for the number of AI tasks it has. And so if something kind of fudges up on the way, then you can come back here really quick and hit process again. And I wanted to show you this right here. It's going to look like this as it's processing the sentiment analysis column. Now this right here looks like it's frozen and it looks like it's not doing anything. Actually, it's running really, really fast through each row of your columns of your data set. So for example, the example data set has, I think, over 500 rows. So it's going to be doing this about 500 times. So even though it looks like it's frozen, trust the process, let it run. But we're going to stop it right now because I actually have it finished right here so that you can see some of the cool trends that it pulls out. So, for example, even though it doesn't have a name column, it figured out that this was Jules Verne's classic novel, The Mysterious Island. And one of the things that it realized is that you're having significantly higher reviews during certain time periods. And so it wants to know, it says, hey, one of its actionable recommendations is let's investigate and replicate what we're doing to increase sales during those times. And if we're not doing anything to increase sales during those times, why don't we start? This one right here, it wasn't able to find the explicit name, but it does for sure give you the product ID so that you know exactly what product it's giving you insights about. It's giving you, it breaks down the percentages of the reviews for you so that you can see those. It breaks down all the trends. The one that I really thought was interesting too is if you look in this last one, it noticed that a lot of the reviews were either positive or negative. You didn't have a lot in the middle. So one of its recommendations is to clarify the product positioning, that maybe you are polarizing your audience because it's just the wrong people reading the book sometimes. So again, really actionable, really useful results right away for whatever data set you put in. And again, it can be JSON or CSV. Let's look a little closer at this process. So just to give you an idea of what's happening inside here, it is doing a few things here. Data prep work. So right here is the first thing it's doing. It's sorting out to decide whether you're using a test, the JSON, or a CSV. If you process the JSON, it's going to be using a Python script to run that JSON and turn it into a CSV. A nice side benefit that you get besides these nice insights at the end is right here when it runs the sentiment analysis, it's actually outputting for you here in your C file. The first process creates this folder, this product insights folder, and it's going to drop in there both the CSV version of your data and CSV with the sentiments so that you will have those numbers to use again later in other processes if you want. So you actually get two really great results for one process here. This will only run if the product review text does not say none. So if you do want this process to run faster, you can put a none in that column on your form over here. And then if we'd put none right here, then it just wouldn't have run the sentiment analysis for us. So we can do that. Or if you already know you have a sentiment analysis column, then you can take that off. Right here, this is what turns our data into readable strings. So what it does is it's going to take the top three data products counts on there for you to run into the AI agent. So it sorts them out with a Python script and then it turns them into a string that's in JSON format so that then that JSON is going to go to our AI agent. And I just want to show you really quick here how easy it is to add more products. This right here is just showing you that if you don't have a product ID, then it will use product name as its primary marker. Like let's say I wanted to do 4 products instead of 3. I would just come down here and I would take this open and because what this is doing is it's just basically running almost the same script 3 times, and the output is, when we execute the script, the output is our product data set. So if I wanted to add a 4th data set, what I would do is I would just hit Control and hit all of these. Then I would copy this and paste it afterwards. I would come back to the script and I would look for this code right here that says that this is going to choose the 3rd most prevalent product. And so then I would just change this to a 3 because we all know that Python counts starting at 0. So 3 would be the 4th one. Change this to if there aren't 4 of them, then it'll go back and just create another data set for the 1st. And then you would just add on here a new variable for your data set 4. That easy to create a 4th data set. And then if you want to process that 4th data set, all you're going to do is come back here, and then you're going to copy this, paste it again, and all you have to do is come to the product data set right here and change this from data set 3 to data set 4. And the last thing you'd have to do is go to the final form and create a 4th box, and then just connect your 4th data, the 4th one of these that you have processing to that 4th box, and you're good to go. You now are getting 4 product insights instead of 3. It's that easy. Okay, the last thing I want to show you here is our AI agent, of course. So what it does is it inputs the data set, and I did try inputting all 3 at once and getting 3 different outputs. Not a good plan. So you definitely want to separate these into one data set at a time. This right here, this role, I've added to each of these tools that it has. So the first thing it does is it takes the data set and it gets product insights about the time stamp, product insights about the rating, product insights about the sentiment if the sentiment analysis column exists. Then it comes down and it's going to get actionable insights and it's going to write your review that's between 200 and 500 words and send that out as its output on the form. And that is basically it. That's how this works. Please let me know if you have any questions, and thanks so much. This was really a lot of fun to make.